person, you're watching True Heel Heat.
Hello, this is RJ City, and I am ethically opposed to any more wrestling podcasts. I don't know why you guys are talking about wrestling. It is a niche product. It is a very small industry. Yet, at this point, there's more wrestling podcasts than there are wrestlers. There is something wrong with society as a whole, but as you get smaller and smaller into wrestling, and then the wrestling podcast sphere, it gets even worse. And one such example, if I may turn on the microscope and look at the drudgery that happens to be True Heel Heat. SP3, Sid, this is your fault.
Yes, it is I, Holly Cameron, and I'm in your phones, but I'm also making an appearance for True Heel Heat. I've been told it's a fantastic podcast. Why haven't you had me on it, huh? Where's my invitation? I think you guys need to feel the right. I'm at Comic-Con today, but I think we need to get some, some rap in the show. So let me know.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3, and we are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube and Facebook for AEWramble episode 221, a mini Mone celebration, reviewing last night's October 22nd, 2025 edition of AEW Dynamite as only we can. And of course, to do that, I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the always unfiltered, always honest, and always unforgettable one and only Jimmy Macram. Jimmy, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Very good. What an introduction. I feel special.
Try my best.
Thank you.
Try my best. You're not told that all the time. You need to hear that. You need to big up your brothers and sisters out there. I know you would never say that to me, but
I've said something about you, and that's nice.
You have said nice stuff. I saw your interview with Tom talks rubbish. I was like, oh, this is actually Jimmy talking nicely, and I could tell how disgusted he is with himself for having to say that.
Yeah, it's a wrestling fan with halfway decent opinions.
Hey, man, I don't know if you saw this week, but I think we got now documented my greatest prediction of all time.
What?
I predicted the Ultimo Mone back in 2023 when she first went to New Japan.
You didn't. You did.
I like that shit. I said it to somebody who the first person who reminded me. I was like, I forget some of the shit I say.
It's very true. There's some things about Monet I'll never let you forget, ever.
I appreciate you for that.
I mean, help.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yes, we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. That helps out the YouTube algorithm so much. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fan friends and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We're on the slow march to 25K. We're very close, so if you can tell a friend to tell a friend, hit the subscribe button and join us as we're here every single week with content for you to enjoy, including AEWramble. If you're watching us on demand, sound off in the comments down below. Let us know what you thought about AEW Dynamite from last night. And if you're with us on demand, if you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We'd love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts on last night's AEW Dynamite. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to AEWramble and the True Hill Heat YouTube channel in the best way possible, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. Goes a long way to help the channel grow and move forward. And it helps Jimmy Macram come up with the energy to come here every Thursday. So we always appreciate that support. We got here in the chat, we got our main man Michael Vasquez, who says thanks for uploading this video. You're welcome. We also got Zach Minger, Jimmy's favorite, who says it is National Boston Cream Pie Day. SP3 and Jimmy.
There's a Monet joke in there somewhere, but I'm leaving it alone. We're professionals. Professionals over here. So, hello, Zach. I'll say instead.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Classy.
Alexander Fitzgerald says, so how about that new grifter, Sarah Stock? Have you been seeing Sarah Stock on? I wouldn't call it grifting. I would call it crashing out.
What did Sarah Stock do? I don't know who this is, first of all. Who is Sarah Stock? Let's say.
She used to be a producer with AEW and WWE. And she basically was complaining about the Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin I Quit match, saying that you shouldn't have that on and kids shouldn't watch something like that. And I think she she used basically Amanda Hubert, who is the widow of Brody Lee. She used one of her videos talking about grieving to talking about being a single parent and stuff, and use that to basically make another point about the matchup. And that caused Amanda Hubert to jump into it. Amanda tried to basically address the situation in private, but Sarah was very not listening and not getting the point of you shouldn't be using my video talking about grieving to make your point about a wrestling opinion. And she basically aired it all out, Amanda Hubert. She was like, this is what I told her. I tried to handle it in private. She didn't want to do that. So now I got to let everybody else know. And Sarah just took that and she's just been basically going in more. She's been dragging. This started on Saturday evening and now it's Thursday and it's still going on. She's still tweeting through it.
And, okay. What is she, like, what's her occupation right now?
I'm not sure what her occupation is right now, but Alexander does bring up the big one. That is why everybody is like talking about her, why she's even brought up in our chat here. She was talking about Vince McMahon because some fans said, that's not as bad as some of the stuff Vince had when he was in charge. And she was like, well, Vince McMahon never raped me. He was always nice to me. So I don't know why everybody has a problem with him.
There's a lot here. I do kind of want to take this one at a time. I was going to say we need to be careful with the word grifting, but we don't need to be careful. We need to just stop. It's annoying. It's not what the word means. This is how words lose their meaning over time. Just because somebody is annoying or an idiot or a psychopath or over emotional or reactive doesn't mean that they're running a grift. That's not how the word works. God damn it. That's number one. And number two, and perhaps more importantly, what do I say about this Vince thing? I don't understand. A lot of better ways to put that. He hasn't been convicted of anything or something like this. Acknowledging his guilt, or at least presuming his guilt, and then saying it didn't happen to me, so it's all right, is a wild thought. It's a wild thing to think. It's even more wild thing to say out loud. It's an even more wild thing to put on the internet forever. Okay. Sure. Doesn't say the most stable woman in the goddamn world, but hey, she's entitled to the many thoughts that are on her head. Feel free. Holy shit.
Jimmy was like, I probably would have been better off not knowing any of this.
Please. Thank you. I remember hearing about the Moxley thing, about the match. Oh, that's a stressed out single mother. And it's not an unfair point she's making. Your kid probably shouldn't be up at fucking midnight watching wrestling anyway, but it's not an unfair point. This stuff is dangerous and it could lead to shit. But yeah. Apparently I don't say she's unwell. That's stronger than I like, but no, unwell's right. She's maybe a little unwell.
I think you were on the right path.
Hey, good luck to you, man. Take it easy. It's fucking wrestling. Your kid's gonna do something stupid, regardless. Sorry.
Yeah, and the crazy part is that like Moxley and Darby were tamed because they had the restrictions from St. Louis, so they couldn't do anything with fire, couldn't do any massive amounts of blood. So like, she was mad at like the tamest version of Moxley and Darby.
Well, fair enough. Just because these two idiots engage in other moronically stupid things, I mean, what they were doing currently wasn't moronic.
Oh well, no, Darby Allin killed himself in that matchup. Like it was yeah, as you would expect, and you saw the bruises on his body.
Certainly, yes, fucking crackhead body.
Wow.
I'm sorry, you didn't think that? Let's go to this nigga's body. The rough life out in the streets. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, the blind stuff on his body, yeah, it does make him seem like he just got off the street and came in for the show. We got a super chat donation here to start us off from our main man, Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. You are usually the one who gets it, so here's the mic. So you
speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shivani, what the hell is wrong with you?
He says, "What's good, SP3 and Jimmy? Last night's Dynamite was cool to me, but in other news, Gilbert Arenas is a fucking rat. Got a goddamn informant for the FBI, or am I wrong? LOL."
It's a hell of a coincidence.
I didn't hear anything about what's Gilbert Arenas' connection to all of this. I've been about it.
He got in trouble a few months back because he was one of the B&Bs or whatever he rents out was used for gamblers and things like this, and he got in trouble for that. And then he went on the internet and said, "First of all, I'm not going to jail ever for anything. I'll fucking rat."
I mean, he foreshadowed. He foreshadowed.
Yeah, not Chauncey Billups and I think Terry Rozier got arrested for sports gambling.
Yeah, it's Rozier, Billups, and one other player. I forget the name, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just a bad coincidence. Like there was some on the internet fucking someone they hope Charlie Kirk dies, and then like a week later he died. Well, he didn't die. He got shot in the neck.
He got shot. Yeah.
And a fantastic visual. I mean, a horrifying visual. Yeah, I don't know if that person did anything. You know what I'm saying? We can't just connect things just because they seem that they could be connected. So
this is true. Though it is
past Gilbert.
Yeah, I mean, you're not too far off. But yeah, okay. Now I understand. Yeah, crazy day in the NBA. This might be the most like two biggest controversies at one time in the NBA between the Clippers thing with Kawhi Leonard and then this.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the biggest news of the night for me. Biggest news of the night for me is that Jordan LeBron debate is over. Holy shit.
Wemby.
See, what
Wemby.
the fuck is going on? What the fuck is this? Holy shit.
He had 31 and 10 at the halftime.
Fucking absurd.
He could have had one of the greatest games of all time if they let him play. Continue playing.
Yeah. God damn, it's really over. I don't know. Had fun while it lasted.
Like the only thing he has to do is just stay healthy. Like stay healthy, and you're an MVP. He might be an MVP candidate. He's definitely winning DPOY. Like that was my prediction.
Yeah.
Start of the season. I was like, man, there's no one's even close. Yeah, no one's even close. Like what we never have seen this combination of size, skill, speed, and footwork. Like I think he has the greatest footwork of any 7-footer I've ever seen.
Yeah, and give a fuckness, which is always big. Holy shit. Very impressive.
Yeah, because the best player right now don't give a fuck. So that's hilarious. All right. As always, when we talk when we hear on AEWramble, anything you want to mention from the world of WWE?
I don't think so. Do we know Stephanie's hurt? Bakar?
No, we haven't confirmed if she is hurt or not yet. What did you think about the follow-up for the Vision angle?
How it puts politely, terrible, bad, miserable, fire-worthy if the numbers weren't what they are. Triple H is the kind of guy that says he's going to cut out a portion of his day to do X, Y, and Z. Go to the store, for example. From noon to 1, we're going to go to the store. And then it only takes him 10 minutes. So he's just going to stand in the store for 50 more minutes. I don't understand what we are doing. What the fuck? A fantastic Braun angle the week before. And he's like, well, you know, I kind of planned for this thing to last a little longer, so just going to do that. Good Lord. I hate him so. I'm never mad about LA Knight. Hey, listen. Sometimes niggas don't like you. It is what it is. You just gotta take it where it comes. Considering you're not liked, look at your spot. You're in a fantastic fucking spot considering the nigga don't like you.
He will probably, like, if it stays on this track, he will probably be recognized as this generation's Razor Ramon.
Oh my God, don't say that. But yeah, probably.
I'm sorry to say that. You're basically a top guy. You're basically have the popularity of a top guy, but we're never gonna give you that one. Not that one. You be right here. You be the leader of this right here.
God damn it, it hurts. Oh well.
I do.
Listen, Punk.
I do find it fascinating how many WWE fans believe that whoever wins Punk and Uso is just gonna drop the title to Braun Breaker and not gonna face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because that's what I believe. I believe regardless of who wins that Saturday night's main event, they are holding that title until Mania, and they're facing Roman Reigns at Mania.
I could see Punk and Roman. I assume Punk wins this match, which I mean it's Jay, so anything is possible. But Punk seems like the kind of obvious choice. By the way, I think was that Unreal where Triple H was like, you know, something predictable, we got to change it up. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes changing it up just to be unpredictable is a bad idea. This would be a bad one. Please don't do that. Yeah, Punk and Roman. I get why people want Braun in there, but Punk and Roman is an outrageously big match.
That's much bigger matchup, and that's why I think I was justifiably upset with the follow up to Braun Breaker, because I was like, he's gonna have to wait a little. Like, y'all think he just has to wait 6 months. Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's that.
Probably SummerSlam, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he wins Money in the Bank next year.
Yeah,
that's the big.
Then Roman can
you know?
Put him over. Roman was losing to Punk at WrestleMania. For those who wonder, that's not happening. You look at that bullshit last year.
He will put his foot down and be like, "No, I will do it for Seth. We go a long way, not him."
That's not happening. Look, I'm here to begin with.
You're lucky. I'm here. I showed up, right? All right. So I told you before we went live, and I will tell the people here, I've been having some good feedback in regards to TikTok time on the Ship podcast here on the channel that we do every Saturday or Sunday. This week it will be Sunday. So that's the first announcement. Flagship podcast will be on Sunday this week, not Saturday. And we'll do some more TikTok time. But I've transferred over some TikTok time onto In the Weeds on Fightful Overbooked. And I feel like a lot of these games I would have a lot of fun playing with Jimmy Macram. So that is why we're going to bring some TikTok time to AEWramble here. And we're going to play a game that we played on True Hill Heat 351 last Saturday, which is Who Better? Which is basically we have 5 categories. We have 2 wrestlers. You let me know who is better at each of these categories. Our categories are in-ring, in-ring work, their matches, etc. Promos, their talking ability, promo work, their history, and that.
Very important.
Body size, look. So how they look, how they are presented, you know, if you see them, do they look like $1 million or however they look, who has the better look between the 2 people? Star power presentation. That's kind of close to the last one, but more or less it's basically how they're presented by whatever company they work for. If they are a top star, are they presented as such? Are they different from everybody else? Star power presentation is the 4th one. And then the final one is their character. So if you are The Rock, you're the comedy jock. How well did The Rock play that character? Some people would say to perfection. The redneck beer drinking ass kicker of Stone Cold Steve Austin. No one played that better than Austin. So if it was Austin versus 100 other wrestlers, Austin would probably win. So that's the character. All right. So I've come up with 6 of these matchups, and these are specifically measured and specifically made for Jimmy Macram. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Our first matchup, we're going to start big. You usually you would end with this. We're starting huge. CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Set my man Punk up. This is outrageous. Go ahead.
In ring, who better?
Punk. In their pace, they're probably the same, but Austin's knees fucked him up.
Fair. So Punk wins in ring. Promos.
2 of the best ever. Austin.
Fair. Body / size.
Austin.
Star power / presentation.
Austin. This is some bullshit.
Character.
Better fucking Kobe or Michael.
Character.
Fuck you.
Character.
Austin. Jesus.
So Austin wins 4-1.
Punk is great, I swear. You're watching him, Punk. I'm a big fan, I swear.
All right. Next matchup. Another big one here. Seth Rollins versus Triple H.
Oh, shit. All right.
In ring.
Seth Rollins.
Promos.
Two fucking C+. All right. I'm going Triple H.
I would probably do that too. And I hate I would do that. I mean, this is another one. Size, body, look.
Triple H.
Star power / presentation.
Ooh. Triple H.
Character.
It's 2000 Triple H may be the best character ever outside of Vince. Triple H.
So another one for the older generation. 4-1 Triple H over Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Seth character, get out of here. What's now with you?
All right, so now I wanted to switch things up and give you two contemporaries. But these are two contemporaries that I know you're very high on. Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
In ring.
Dragon's the best ever.
Promos.
Dragon.
Body or size look.
Kenny Omega.
Star power presentation.
Oy. I think I have to go for Omega here. I can't believe this. I think
so. It's tied 2-2 going into the last one. Character.
Shit. That's close. You know what? Nah. I'm gonna go with Dragon. I gotta go with Dragon. I'm sorry.
You literally gave the answers that I would have gave. This is the closest one. This is a 3-2. But I think the underdog babyface in WWE, the Planet Champion in WWE,
that's what.
And then coming back and being the American Dragon in AEW, like you got to give Bryan the edge in character.
Yeah, that Planet Champion shit is so out of left field. It's fantastic.
It is. All right, got another contemporary one for you. This should be tough. Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky.
Outrageous. All right.
In ring.
Io, best on the planet.
Promos.
I'm gonna go with Io. She's strangely personable.
I would have went with Vaquer, but that's awesome. But we really shouldn't do this with women. But body size, look.
Why not? That's outrageous.
We'll just say look.
Why is half the population prone to being gawked at, but the other half isn't? Where do they do this at? We'll go with Stephanie. She's got an all-time look.
Star power presentation.
This is closer than one would think. And less of a sample size with Stephanie, but I'm going with Stephanie, believe it or not.
I would have too. And character.
That's Io.
I was gonna say the recent work with Asuka is what gives Io the edge here.
Yeah, it's really good.
So Io wins 3-2. The contemporary ones seem to be the tougher matchups.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
And we got two more contemporary ones. Are you ready? This is a big one. This is one you're going to be upset with me about.
Oh, boy. Let's hear it. As long as the LA Knight, we're good. Go ahead.
Braun Breaker versus Obafemi.
Oh, shit. Ooh, okay. That's fun.
In ring.
I'm going Braun.
Promos.
All right, they're not all that great either of these.
They're both not all that great. I kind of would give the edge to Oba because of the voice.
I was gonna say his insulting of women for not shutting up. I'll never forget that in my life. So I'm gonna go with Oba. Seen, not heard.
So you're gonna go with Oba? All right.
Yes, sir.
This is probably the closest. Look.
Very close. But Braun, believe it or not, is pretty average size for a wrestler. I'm going with Oba.
Star power presentation.
Shit. Can we discount this past Raw?
I would give Oba the edge there too. I would give Oba the edge. Like, they haven't had any missteps. They've already had missteps with Braun even before Monday. Because remember, last year he should have beat Sami Zayn on the first try. He lost to Sami in Toronto. They had to delay that. And then he lost the title to Jey Uso. Like, come on. Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Let's not even forget the fucking NXT title too long. Yeah, we'll go with over.
And then character.
I'm going with Braun.
Okay. So that is 3-2 over.
I'm here to help Braun. See, I'm looking out for you.
All right, final contemporary one. Final one for this week. Takeshita versus Gunther.
Oh, no.
I told you, I literally made these for you. I was literally, for these final ones, I was like, who does he like? Let's put these matchups of people he likes, and let's see who is better between these people. All right. Takeshita versus Gunther in ring.
Fuck. Jesus. I'm going with Gunther. It's my favorite match of all time.
Okay. Promos.
Gunther.
Body size look.
Gunther, while tall, he does look rather like plain without all the extra weight on him. I'm going with Takeshita.
Star power presentation.
If you got fucked pretty hard, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna go with Gunther. He's at least been a world champion of a real promotion, America.
All right, Trump. Character.
Oh, that's Gunther too. Holy shit.
Gunther wins 4-1 for you.
Yeah, Takeshita needed that first one, and I couldn't do that off GP. You know, right now, I think Takeshita is the best male wrestler in the world.
It's Takeshita. I would have gave Gunther promos and character. I probably would have gave Takeshita everything else. Star power, yeah, you could probably make the argument. Star power, yeah. Gunther's, like you said, he's been world champion. The primary place where Takeshita has worked, he has not. So that's fair. How you like that game?
That was fun. A little stressful. Though, to be honest, it was less stressful when we started with Punk and Austin. So it can't get worse than this. Punk's about to get beat the fuck down. It's gonna be rough.
I gave you the easy ones up front, like Punk and Austin, Triple H and Seth. I was like, he's probably gonna go for the older one. Like,
yeah. Jesus.
All right.
That's good.
Let us know what you thought about the game in the comment section or in the live chat. Let us know if you want us to do that with Jimmy. Maybe every other week. I don't know about every week, but every other week at least. But let's talk about AEW Dynamite from last night. What did you think about the crowd last night in San Antonio? Me personally, I thought it was one of their better crowds of the last couple of months.
They were fine. I didn't notice them for the most part, so I suppose they did their job.
Yeah.
Before I forget, was Taz and Shivani both missing for this?
No Taz, no Shivani, and I will go up front and say this was the best commentary we've gotten on Dynamite this year.
I recapped the show in my head before I went to bed. I was like, I don't really know why I liked the show as much as I did. It's not much great shit didn't happen on the show. That might have been it. I was like, holy shit.
We might have gotten right up front, I'll say early on, before we even get to the match. The Moxley O'Reilly might be one of the best commentary performances in AEW history. What Brian did during that matchup.
Oh, Brian was fucking great. Brian crushed.
It was phenomenal as far as like being the commentator and having the balance of telling the story yet still reacting like a fan. That is one of the best performances I've ever heard from any AEW commentator, including Nigel McGuinness.
Ooh. That was really fucking good.
Yeah. So we kick off Dynamite. We're from San Antonio, where we get a video package. They learned their lesson from the last post-pay-per-view show when they did All Out and didn't do anything to basically recap the show. We got a full video package going through all the major highlights from Wrestle Dream. We also focus in on what happened in the AEW World Heavyweight Championship matchup as the cameras caught up with the champion Hangman Adam Page after he picked up the victory and then was turned on by Samoa Joe and the Ops. Hangman is in the trainer's room. They are working over his shoulder and neck, and he yells and screams. He says, "Joe, do you not care for your life? Have you lost your mind?" He says that you have crossed the line. He warned Joe that when he finds him, he is going to ruin his fucking life. I will say, Hangman, when angry, he's got one of the most believable crazy eyes I've ever seen. Like the intensity that beams off of his eyes is so well done, so good. What did you think about this? Was a rather short promo, but I thought it was effective in getting kind of the reaction of Hangman towards getting turned on by Joe and the Ops.
Good promo. It felt like out of proportion to what happened. We just got beat up. Been beat up before. You know Joe doesn't fuck with you. Why are you so angry? I don't understand. Oh well. We'll see what happens.
No, because he said in the face-to-face, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? He said he just thought, he didn't understand. He was all confused. Remember, he was confused why Joe reacted the way he did. And he said during the promo, he was like, I hope that you are a man of your word. You're an honorable man. I will beat you. You will stand up and you will shake my hand. And none of that happened.
My sister starts running around. My sister starts running around with a fucking knife in the house, yelling about aliens and planets. I will be very confused. But if she then proceeds to stab me, I won't be shocked. I mean, clearly something wrong with this motherfucker. Hangman's an idiot. It's fair. I hope this person with this knife is honorable. Does the right if you don't sit the fuck down somewhere.
Oh man, we got Big Man Dogs who says Excalibur is better when Brian is there to intimidate him. Like JR did.
That's fucking great. That's a good way to put it. I'm scared you're doing your fucking job.
We got Power Driver Finisher. He says there are still parts. Brian is not always great, but yes, he was good. I only say that because I don't give automatic points for having Taz and Shivani off commentary. You still have to deliver, in my opinion. And
I'm gonna disagree on that.
What do you think?
I give immediate commentary for fucking getting shit outside of my house. It immediately smells better. I don't need to replace something nice. Yeah. It smells better. It just does.
Yeah, like I've always said, like with Monday Night Raw, the show overall got better because the commentary got better when Pat McAfee left. Like,
oh my god! How did Pat McAfee get in this, poor bastard?
We're talking about commentary and we're talking about addition by subtraction. There is such a thing as addition by subtraction. We got AC says Bryan Danielson was fantastic on commentary last night. So got some other praise for Bryan in the chat. So right from the Hangman promo, we went to the ring for our opening contest as we did see Samoa Joe in action on this show alongside Kazuchika Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs of the Ops. They are defending the AEW World Trios Championships against the number one contenders, the Hurt Syndicate. Hurt Syndicate earned the opportunity by winning the Tornado Trios matchup at AEW Wrestle Dream over the Demand. And you get the stare down to the start of this matchup. It felt like a rather big trios matchup. These are two like trios that have kind of not stayed in the same orbit for all this time. So seeing them in the ring together was rather cool. But you knew right from the start, right from this opening stare down between the two teams, he was like, okay, we know the matchup that the fans want to see. There's only one matchup here that the fans want to see. And they did a good job of teasing it throughout the matchup here. You get Shibata and Benjamin starting things off. Shibata with the very heel side headlock. Benjamin sends him off and hits a shoulder block, but he goes nowhere. Another side headlock by Shibata, but Shelton is able to counter with an ankle lock, but Shibata counters that into a roll-up for 2. Benjamin runs through Shibata before tagging in Bobby Lashley. Hobbs tells Shibata to tag him in, and he does, and you get the big eruption from the crowd as soon as Hobbs and Lashley were in the ring together. But Samoa Joe, knowing that the fans were going to cheer him for most of this matchup, he was like, I got to get some heat when I can. Takes Hobbs out, tags himself in, and puts him to the side. That was funny. He covers the chest of Hobbs as well, so there's no more meat for the people to enjoy. Joe gets the advantage for the Ops. He hits a big running senton splash on Benjamin and takes over for their team. You then get towards the end of this matchup, the action is breaking down. We get the big tag in to Bobby Lashley and Powerhouse Hobbs, and they're finally in the ring together, and the crowd is just going crazy for all of this. Bobby knocks Hobbs down. Then we get the big, they're just going at it back and forth with reversals. We get Hobbs going for an Oklahoma slam. You get Lashley's going for the hurt lock. Neither man is able to get the other off their feet until both men go for a clothesline, and we get the big double down and then big meat chants from the fans. MVP finally makes his way into the ring, and he's going at it with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe goes for the eyes, but MVP comes back with the thrust chop to the throat and then knocks Joe down before hitting the ball and elbow for a 2 count. Shibata saved the matchup by breaking up the cover. Everyone's in. MVP counters the Kakina clutch, looking for the playmaker, but he holds on to it way too long where it was obvious that he was waiting for someone to do something. Because I'm standing here, he got him set up for the playmaker, and I'm like, hit the fucking move! Just hit the move! And then Ricochet finally runs down. He provides the distraction by running onto the apron, which allows Joe to reverse things into the Kakina clutch. MVP has no choice, but he passes out as the Ops pick up the victory, thanks in large part to the Demand getting a measure of revenge for their loss in the Tornado Trios matchup. The Ops retain, and then post-match, we hear from Samoa Joe. Tony Schiavone gets into the ring to speak to Joe and the Ops. He tells him that the fans want to know why he did what he did to Hangman Adam Page. And then we get a Samoa Joe promo, which you of course know was very good. Joe takes the mic and he says, first of all, he wants to say what a pleasure it is to be in San Antonio tonight. Because when you have a man like Hobbs around, it's nice having all these fat San Antonio women around, which Hobbs showed as much charisma as he has shown in months in this one segment. As Joe Pug brought up about the fat woman, he starts dancing and shit. Now on the question, why Joe? Why? Joe says, because he exists. As long as you are on planet Earth and you are a champion, he will be there. As long as you tried this earth and think you are the best, Joe is waiting to show you are not that man. And much like these people say, Hangman Adam Page, you might think this is some cowboy shit. But just like every slack jaw cowboy in this building, he will smack you and put you down, make you his bitch, just like every team in Texas has been bitched out by every sports team in the world. Finally, Joe's getting massive heat from this crowd. He says, as long as the Ops are standing, they are never looking, and drops the mic and leaves. Really damn good promo by Samoa Joe. And the trios matchup with the Hurt Syndicate, I thought was a solid, hard-hitting matchup, a big man matchup, especially the Lashley and Hobbs portion was the highlight of that one. But Joe's promo was better than the matchup. What did you think, Jim?
Match was fine. Didn't feel as big to me as it probably would have 3 months ago. The Hurt Syndicate has lost quite a bit in cachet and building up GOA. It's gonna cost something. That's how that fucking works. Yeah, the match was good for what it was. I thought it was fun watching a heel Samoa Joe again, a fully heel Samoa Joe. And post match promo was solid enough. I mean, as far as promos on the night, this one was probably the most necessary. We'll say we get quite a few unnecessary ones. Though it didn't do much in general, outside of maybe think about Charles Barkley and the women of San Antonio.
That was a Charles Barkley line.
What'd you say, Chuck? Them big old women in San Antonio.
Very nicely done, Joe. I just enjoy heel Samoa Joe on the mic always. My big nitpick of this matchup, though, why the fuck are we still doing Hurt Syndicate versus Demand? Why did we we literally had 2 blow-offs. The street fight felt like a blow-off, and then definitely the pay-per-view number 1 contenders Tornado Trios match should have been the blow-off.
Jarring. I don't get it. They really love these guys, apparently. Maybe it's their punishment for running MJF off. Good.
It's like you didn't want MJF in your group. You gotta be in a non-stop feud, a feud that will never end with the Demand.
It's not like this, and they're not like they're putting on fucking crazy matches either. Sorry.
No, they're just having solid to good matches. That's it. Nothing great.
Lord. Jarring.
Here we are. But yes, a lot of people liking Samoa Joe. Davion saying Samoa Joe's still one of the best on the mic. We also got do the thing 2001. I think that's Davion. I don't know why some of these posts have @ signs and some have the name. He says we asked TK for a lot of things, but the Demand versus Hurt Syndicate 4 is not one of them. No one wants that.
Egregious. That's not the count of the singles and tags they fucking had already. I'm so over every part of this feud. What is going on? Please stop.
You have exhausted me on this. What are we gonna do? We got Big Man Darcy says, then Hobbs he says, I feel like you could have Joe hold the belt for 1 pay-per-view cycle and then Hangman wins it back in a cage, and then Hobbs turns on Joe and gets a big push.
And then Hobbs is taken out of the Battle Royal and put it on the fucking shelf because the fuck are we doing?
And then he says he has Don Callis tell him about all the success he had with Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and Takeshita. And then he leaves the room, and then Hobbs looks at the camera and he's like, I have a lot to learn.
I don't mind the story being Braun is not ready, but Braun should think he's ready. That's Braun should think he's ready. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And if you don't want to put them in the Battle Royal, wouldn't it have made more sense for Pierce to just do that in the opening segment and say you're not in the Battle Royal because you're the ones that took out Seth Rollins, instead of him putting them in the Battle Royal after they attack Seth Rollins and only taking them out because they made him say please?
Or have him not be in, say, if you give me the belt, I'll put you in. They give him the belt, he says you're still not in. Because why do I have to listen to anything you say? What?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Any of those options work outside of the one they actually did.
I have a headache.
We see a bunch of dudes showing up at the building wearing the 12 belts of Ultimo Mone as she arrived at the building earlier in the day. Then we pin on over to Renee Paquette as she's standing by with AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander. Chris says that there isn't anyone else she would rather have stripped with, went to war with, and defended the title against than Timeless Toni Storm. She doesn't care about Ultimo Mone's title celebration. She says, yes, Mercedes has beaten her in the past, but has Mone defeated Timeless Toni Storm twice? Chris has. And Chris is not the same woman that she defeated before. She is more than all of that. She broke the glass ceiling, rewrote the record books, and now she stands as the champion. So yes, she will accept the challenge from Mercedes Mone. It will be Mercedes Mone versus Chris Statlander, AEW Women's World Championship at Full Gear. Now enjoy your celebration, champ. And she kind of winked at the camera, alluding that she would have some involvement in the celebration later. What do you think? First big match announced for Full Gear coming up on November 22nd. Chris Statlander, Mercedes Mone, AEW Women's World Championship.
Before we get into that, his promo was fucking heinous.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yes, you did. Rewatch it. Rewatch her manners. Rewatch how she reads. Rewatch how the end of her sentence bleeds into the next one because she doesn't even know where to stop. It's jarring. I almost feel bad. I ain't gonna hold you. That aside, the match be good. So that's something. I suppose we could just get to that part. That'd be great. Whew.
No, yeah. We learned from this show what they're gonna do. Any promo work, especially in front of the fans, she's got a proxy now. She's got a proxy to replace her and do the promos for her, and it's her good friend Harley Cameron.
Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, it works for Mercedes for a little bit. She'll be that piece for the women's division in totality. Sure. All right. Great. Then says champion like woman needs to be carried in half the fucking business.
It's only a small portion. The real portion is in the ring, man.
Right.
She can do that. She can do that. She's fine with that. But you had a problem with that segment. I had a problem with this segment. This was not what I would have done. But up next, we got Darby Allin coming out to the ring. He may have fell for you, but he didn't quit at Wrestle Dream. He is here to talk about his win against Jon Moxley in the I Quit match at Wrestle Dream. He has the AEW flag that he put at the top of Mount Everest and used to get the victory at Wrestle Dream. Darby lays it in the middle of the ring over the top of the AEW logo on the canvas. He gets the mic and he says before he climbed Mount Everest, he was told he was irresponsible and could never be the face of the company. He would get himself killed and it would be bad PR. But he argues that he is willing to go to the places for this company that no one else will. He will die for this company. The marks on my body tell a story from Saturday. He was never going to say, I quit. But Jon Moxley did. He is wearing the scars from that battle today. And they all tell their story, but he isn't stupid. He knows that the Death Riders aren't going anywhere.
God damn it.
As long as the Death Riders are breathing, Darby isn't far behind. He drops the mic, grabs his flag, and he exits the ring. What the fuck was the reason for Saturday then? Why did you go through near murder to make Jon Moxley say I quit? And there's just no big difference for you. Like, we did see a difference in the character. There was ramifications for one of the participants in the matchup, but Darby Allin came out here. He cuts a 3-4 minute promo, says that he's still in a feud with the Death Rider. There's no progression. There's no ramification, no consequences for him winning that matchup. At least I think that if there's a promo here where you can say, I'm done with Moxley. Now all I have left is to get rid of the Death Riders for good. I think that's a lot better messaging than saying, I won the I Quit match, but they're still around, so I'm going to still go after them. That's basically what he said. I think that saying that I'm done facing Moxley, now I'm going to tear down the thing he created, I think that's a better way to go about this promo than what we got.
Now, you are very big on PR. I suppose that is better PR. It don't work with me, though. This fucking feud is continuing, so I don't care why it's continuing. I don't need any more of this in my fucking life. I don't need any more Death Riders in my fucking life. I don't understand. I get why you want to have Darby go out there. Because it's the main event, the last of the pay-per-view. You want to have him appear in front of the crowd. I get it. This was kind of a waste. I ain't going to hold you. Yeah. This annoyed me a lot. Mostly because I was expecting something that just didn't happen. And I don't know what it was, but something, please. And thank you. Nothing happened. Ew. Big Man Dog, that's not bad. But I don't know.
I liked like the first portion of this, him talking about like the bad, because it was legit. criticism that he got for going up Mount Everest, and I like him tying that into the whole Jon Moxley and the I Quit match and the rivalry there. It's just saying that you're just gonna follow behind the Death Riders. I don't think is the messaging for a babyface who picked up such a significant win in their career.
You know, maybe if he had a plan of some kind, which he doesn't appear to have.
Yeah,
I'm going to shank them all in the shower.
Or say the only thing left for me to do is to get rid of the Death Riders, so blood and guts. At least that would accomplish something. We're setting something up. We're setting something up. This was 3 minutes, and it just felt like a waste.
It did. My guess for the reason they didn't bring up blood and guts because I'm not sure he knows which one he's going to do yet.
Yeah, but it's obvious that it's going to be the Death Riders at this rate. Like there was a question coming out of Wrestle Dream for me where I was like, they could go this way, they could go that way. But after last night's show, it's obvious they're doing Death Riders and Blood and Guts.
Death Riders versus whom? Darby
and the Conglomeration. And the Conglomeration.
I said this about WWE on Raw. I'll say it about AEW now. They deserve every bad thing that happens to them. All of it. There's not one bad thing that happens that they did deserve, that they didn't earn, that they didn't fucking sign up for. Good. Fucking good. Good Lord.
Death Rider is a real thing. It is a real thing. Big Man Dog says he could have been like, and now that the Death Riders know you're a bitch, they're all gonna turn on you. At least that gives Darby a motivation for taking the match. He thinks he will split the group. Yeah, that works too, and that's a great follow up to what he said last week. He said once he makes Moxley say I quit, all of his followers will know that everything he said doesn't mean shit.
That's a good point. And then the Moxley follow up to this makes more sense. Which is, I can't fucking quit again. Streets watching. Yeah. Can't have it.
I thought Moxley's promo was a lot more effective of a follow-up to the I Quit match. And then the matchup added on to that as well. Yeah, it is. It's
it just looks ridiculous on paper. Look at this shit. What? Oh my God. Orange Cassidy, Blood and Guts. What are we doing? That new intro they have, I can't take these niggas seriously.
Oh, it's great. I love the new intro. I don't care what you say. I love the
it's great. It's fun. Blood and Guts? Nigga, please.
Imagine you hear that song and see the video at the end of Blood and Guts. Dude, you hear the theme to fucking 90210.
Moxley stabbed this motherfucker. Are we being serious? Good Lord.
We see footage from after Wrestle Dream where the Jurassic Express defeated the Young Bucks for $500,000. We hear from Jack Perry. He says he hasn't had a match this competitive since last year. They just beat one of the most legendary teams of all time. Everyone wants to know why this and why now. They want to reclaim everything they lost and claim everything they are owed. They haven't wrestled together like this in a matchup, in a big-time matchup since 2022. And now they are coming for the titles that they once had. So whoever have the AEW World Tag Team Championships, we are coming. So they got $500,000 and they're going for the tag team titles. I thought this was a nice little follow-up. I know you don't like Jurassic Express, but as far as like addressing the win and then saying what's next for me and the something next is new, I thought that I was like, how did Jack Perry have a better, more effective promo segment than Darby Allin back to back? That was more effective than the Darby segment.
Yeah, this was even removing the complete lack of charisma that does not ooze from Jack Perry. It was solid. It worked for me. Beat the Bucks, go after the tag titles. It makes sense. Do I want to see it? Absolutely not. But it does make sense. It's well written.
Then we get in women's four-way tag team matchup. You got the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Megan Bayne, and Penelope Ford. You got Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, who are now being called the Babes of Wrath, and Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada. This 4-way women's tag team matchup will determine the winner can pick their first opponent in the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. Willow and I thought that was it was actually a step that added something to this matchup. So it just wasn't another kind of random women's matchup on the show. It actually gave it some stakes. Willow and Sky start things off with Willow doing a hair deal. She takes her to Harley in the corner and tags her in. We get a side slam by Willow as she does some dance moves with Harley. She slams Cameron onto Sky, who kicks out before the 2 count. Harley hits some kicks, but she misses an enziguri, leading to Blue hitting a thrust kick and then tagging in Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford sneaked in and starts arguing with Sky Blue before going after Harley some more. Ford reverses Harley as she's going to the corner and tags in Megan Bayne, and Megan Bayne starts dominating for a bit. We get Ford and Bayne doing some double teams. At another point, we get Julia Hart and the Sisters of Sin take over. Hart walks the ropes and comes down on Amanada's shoulder and then tags in Blue. Amanada is able to fight off the Sisters of Sin and then tag in Willow. Jamie is like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm your partner. What the hell are you doing? Willow stacks up both Sisters of Sins and hits a big lariat, then a high stack spine buster for a 2 count. We get Harley come in and screams, Willow! Harley then comes in with a kick and then an enziguri to Blue. Ford tags herself in and drags Blue to her corner and forces Sky to tag in Bayne. Bayne propels Sky into a cutter on Willow. I like that little double team move. Then you get the Sisters of Sin are back in. Penelope Ford with a stunner to both girls. And then you get Megan Bayne, who does a double German suplex to both Julia and Sky. This match breaks down where finally it's Queen Amanada and Jamie Hayter in the ring with Penelope Ford. They just start propelling her with a whole bunch of big strikes, ending with a headbutt haterade, where they both grab the arms of Penelope Ford. Amanada does the headbutt to the chin, and then Hayter takes her head off with the haterade. Love that finish. Hayter and Amanada pick up the victory. They get to pick their first opponent in the AEW Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. They don't waste any time as they get on the mic and say that they want to start their revenge on the Sisters of Sin and Triangle of Madness ahead of Blood and Guts. So they will face Julia Hart and Sky Blue in the opening round of the AEW Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. This was a fun matchup. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a nice way to kind of highlight a bunch of teams in the tournament. You had a match that had stakes to it, so it meant something for whoever won. And then we got the immediate follow-up afterwards. This was very simple yet effective from AEW. What did you think?
Simple yet effective is a good way to put it. Maybe a little heavy-handed of all the fucking tag team moves just on this match. But when you have a makeshift division, you have to thrust home the fucking point that these are fucking tag teams. I don't believe you, but sure, let's go ahead. Solid. And immediately I texted you after I heard Jamie Hayter talk. I went, holy shit. Forgot about Jamie Hayter, who is better than Statlander, just based on the fact that she can speak.
Is she better than Megan Bayne?
Yeah, she can speak.
I agree.
Sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, the pain showed why she should be pushed immediately. I can lift 2 of these cocksuckers up at once, several times over.
Yeah, I thought the highlights of the matchup were Megan Bayne doing that German. Just the overall entertainment and charisma factor of Babes of Wrath. Willow and Harley just seem like, as far as like charisma and entertainment quality, that's like a super team. they're just fun, and they just put a smile on your face. And then I thought the Sisters of Sin looked good in the matchup as well. And so yeah, everybody was highlighted very well here.
Great.
We go backstage to Jimmy's least favorite moment of the show, as we see the Broke Bucks are backstage in the back, knocking on Tony Khan's door to get a money match. Nick says that he is desperate, Renee Raquette shows up, and the Bucks say they are desperate and they will wrestle anyone and will team up with anyone for a money matchup. Khan, hearing this, finally comes out of his office this week. He says, he says, as he's having a what's supposed to be a natural conversation with human beings, he's looking directly into the camera the entire time. And he says he has heard they will face anyone and will team with anyone. So he is putting up $400,000 in a all-star tag team matchup. This Saturday, it will be Jurassic Express with Jet Speed to take on the Young Bucks and this team. As he moves out the way of the camera and finally gets the fuck off the TV. And then finally you get FTR coming out of Tony Khan's office with Stokely Hathaway. They are going to team up with the Young Bucks to versus Jet Speed and Jurassic Express on Saturday on Collision. FTR and Stokes say that, emerge from the office, and Nick Jackson says that everything is water under the bridge, right, guys? He's like, we're cool. We'll team with you. We got no issues with you. Stokely Hathaway takes out a dollar bill. He gives it to Nick Jackson and says, they need this more than they do. And then walks away. Give me Stokely making fun of the broke Bucks. I would enjoy that. But yes, this was harmless other than Tony Khan giving us the best unintentional comedy of the episode.
Charmingly bad. Makes Statlander look like the fucking Rock. Just comfortable as fuck on camera. Holy shit. Yeah. It was cool seeing FTR Bucks there, I must say. And I am not looking forward to a Collision because I won't be watching. Did you see the card? Did you see the main event? What the fuck is going on?
I thought that was the main event.
It opened the show.
Oh, you're talking about the spoilers. I think they're gonna air it where that's the main event. But yeah,
I would fucking hope so, because good lord.
Well, the way I think they did that, like reading the spoilers, I was like, y'all motherfuckers know niggas is leaving. That's why they put the best match first. Y'all knew everybody would leave, so y'all did the best match first, so people would stay after Dynamite, and then people started trickling out after that matchup. Probably.
Was Rampage? Was the contract for Rampage up before it got canceled? It just didn't get renewed.
Well, no, it was a part. The Rampage was a part of their last deal, and then
this deal just didn't give just no Rampage.
Yeah, just no Rampage.
There will be no Collision, regardless of what the fuck happens. Once this is over, I don't care where they go, I don't care what network, I don't care what happens with WB and Paramount or whatever. There will be no fucking Collision. Good lord, should have been no Collision in the fucking first place. Just talking Jack Perry should have done what the fuck he was told. Actually, no, it's the Matt Jackson part. Matt Jackson done what he was told, which is get out my fucking face.
Oh my god. We got Annika says he kept looking. Someone should have told him it's not an announcement. LOL.
Right. What's that clicking? Can you hear that? It's like a bottle or no, there's nothing. Never mind. Now I hear it again.
That was probably my the stand I'm on. That's what you're hearing, probably. We got in the chat here, I believe this is Davion, who says TK is funny, laughed my ass off.
Unintentionally, but still, I suppose.
He's still hilarious. Power Driver Finisher says Collision is ROH is what's happening. I can tell by how they do these taping. Yeah. Okay. We got Big Man Dogs. It says no Collision would really help the show. Just 2 hours suddenly TV time is a valuable resource to use rather than a chore to fill.
What have I been saying for fucking ever? Let that thing die. Die on the fucking vine. I said it about SmackDown. I'm saying about fucking Collision. When birds have all these fucking kids and one of them is sickly, what do? They don't feed this motherfucker. They kick that cocksucker out of the nest. It's over. Can't waste resources on this bum. Sorry.
Outrageous.
This is a dying thing. Let it go. Didn't you build this thing for CM Punk? Ain't CM Punk gone? Great. Let this fucking thing go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let it go. It's over. It's over. We'll always have those 11 weeks.
And several great matches. The ring is decorated now. We see Renee Paquette is in the middle of the ring for our Ultimo Mone title celebration. Renee goes through the weekend that Mercedes Mone had. She says this past weekend on Friday, Mone became the longest reigning TBS champion of all time. How did she celebrate? She competed in CMLL on Friday. She defeated Persephone and retained her CMLL Women's World title. She then went on to Saturday, and how did she celebrate that? She defeated Mina Shirakawa to win the interim Ring of Honor World Television Championship. And how did she celebrate that? She became 12 belts Mone on Sunday, going to Winnipeg and defeating Jody Jarrett to win a 12th championship. And without further ado, Renee Paquette introduces Mercedes Mone. The music hits, and instead we get Mini Mone. We hear the squeakily voice. She says she loves this celebration. She says bad things come in threes, just like Mercedes Mone has won 3 times this past weekend. She wants Renee to shake her hips. So she says, play her music, and her and Renee start doing the CEO dance. Renee's just having a good old time with Mini Mone in the ring until the music of the real Mercedes Mone hits, and it's a buzzkill. Mercedes here to ruin our fun. Mercedes tells the guys that are holding her titles to go to the back. Mone enters the ring and tells Renee to get out. Harley, she says, what the hell do you think you are doing? You stupid, dumb mark. You want to mock me after what I did for women's wrestling? Mini Mone reinforces what she said, as she's basically just repeating her at this point. Mercedes says, Harley, you are so pathetic. Wasn't it just a couple of weeks ago you begged me to be your tag team partner? Now you are out here mocking me. Tonight is about me. This is my moment. This is my celebration. What I've done becoming 12 belts Mone is going to go down as one of the greatest accomplishments in professional wrestling history. Ultimo Mone is going to be talked about for years to come. But you stupid, pathetic marks want to laugh at me? She is tired of the disrespect. So if you want to laugh, Harley, laugh at this. And she pushes Mini Mone into the cake that they had for the celebration. I love Harley doing the great crying emotion from Mini Mone after getting her face smashed into the cake. Harley appears from under the ring to check on Mini Mone. She is going to also had her face smashed into the cake, when all of a sudden Mercedes is risen up as another person is under the table with Harley Cameron, and it is none other than our AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander, who gets Mercedes up into an electric chair and drops her directly face first into the cake. She then turns her around and drops her with a spine buster through the table to stand tall with Harley Cameron here. I feel like any other crowd that AEW would have went to, they would have not gotten this over very well. But this is why I said the crowd was really good last night, because this 1980s WWF segment went over as well as anything on the night. They ate all of this up. They enjoyed all of this, and I think it made the segment overall entertaining at the very least, and it proved why Harley is going to be very much needed and get a lot of reps on the road to Full Gear. What did you think?
I love how everybody's on the same page about this Vince McMahon-ass segment. What is going on? Holy shit. Sure. I see why Stephanie. I see why Mercedes loves Vince so fucking much. They have the same sense of humor. I am sure. This was fun, I suppose. I'd like to finish. Mercedes parts were ham-fisted, we'll say. But yeah, I was thinking the
she's
same
very
thing.
much. She's very much. Just came off like Mercedes, you fucking Cardi.
Yeah, good lord.
Nah, it's definitely 1980s. It's definitely 1980s.
Where are you getting 1980s from?
They've been doing the cake spot since the 1980s. The cake spot's been
I'm with you.
especially in WWE for years.
Yeah, you stupid marks. Really? All right. You say so. I wasn't calling you stupid mark. My point was they didn't say stupid marks in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't say super marks in 2010 either. Until Triple H.
I was about to say it's the most famous segment of that fucking period. What? Yeah. This sure. Statlander looked cool at the end. We can say that. Harley was great. Statlander looked cool. Mercedes, the evil heel, got her comeuppance. It worked.
This
That's all I
works.
really say.
This works.
It works.
Yeah, like we can say all we want. We can say whatever decade it came from. Did it work in 2025? It did. Unfortunately. It did.
Sure.
Later in the show, more than an hour, I want to say more than an hour later into the show, Mercedes has still got cake on her face and gets interviewed backstage. Renee Paquette asks her about her thoughts on what went down earlier in the night. She says that she's pissed and she's yelling, almost crying in tears of cake icing at this point. But she says that she's gonna get her revenge on Chris Statlander. It was actually Alicia too. She's gonna get a revenge on Chris Statlander at Full Gear. Then Athena, our Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, comes in. I know, right? You heard she even got a nice pop from the live crowd because it's Texas. She says she doesn't know what Ultimo Mone is, but she will say she's really digging this new look. She proposes those two teaming together in the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. Monet says, she likes the sound of that. She could become 13 belt Monet. Athena talks about how they are the two most successful champions in AEW currently, with Mercedes being the longest reigning TBS champion and Athena being the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time. And they're going to come together and win those titles. Mercedes likes that. And then Athena says, okay, it's time to do minion training, and pulls Mercedes Moné, who best delivery of the night for her was her saying, oh, hell no. when Athena proposed minion training. That was the best line she had in the whole show. Any thoughts on this backstage segment, the follow-up?
Athena and Mercedes. Boy, really trying to make this tag team thing work. All right. Sure. Just put everybody together.
They're like, we're going to guarantee at least this finals matchup is going to be good. Like, that's the least we can do. We just have to make sure the finals is good. So it is going to be good, because there's no way this super team is not making it to the finals.
I would agree. I'm here for it, sure. And I like the follow-up. We almost had like a story here with Mercedes throughout the night. Almost.
Just overall, this felt like the closest we got to Tony Khan answering one of your critiques from a few months ago of the women having a chunk of the show. This felt like the first show that the women had a major chunk of the show. A quarter of the show was dedicated to the women, at the very least.
Hey, that's better than fucking nothing. Fucking take it.
Better than what we've gotten the last 6 years.
Fucking certainly.
We got Pedro who says, I enjoyed this segment. It worked. Talking about the Ultimo Monet celebration. Even Big Man Dog says, oh yeah, I popped for it. LOL. Davion says, it did work out though. And G-Log says, if these ladies team up, talking about Athena and Mercedes, it's like Black History early. I love it.
Absolutely. The always black Mercedes Moné. Who I wouldn't moving nice. I'm going to keep it nice. They did well. And fucking Athena with the white, racially insensitive husband. Sure. Black history. Absolutely. It's more like black currently. Bunch of coons running around. Good Lord.
God damn. Tell him how you really feel, sir.
Where's Swerve? So he can...
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Put Swerve in there. Swerve managed this fucking group. You know what I'm going to do. Good Lord.
What would you call them? Coonery?
Ultimo Coons. The ultimate Coons.
Ultimo Coons! Holy shit! I can't even give you a bumper for that. I can't even give you a bumper because that was so clever.
I'm here to help.
Ultimo Coons.
Ugh.
The team sweeping the nation. Ultimo Coons. we're gonna throw them on SmackDown so they can face the Black family. Aleister Black and the rest of them. We got G-Lug saying women been putting it on the map. And we also got Frantic World who says, yeah, this was really good, and I can't wait for Mercedes and Athena have a 2-woman power trip run. Absolutely, for a month and a half. For Athena tears a fucking Achilles. Fuck. Whoa! Why are you telling Athena to tear what? That's what happened with the 2-man power trip. What do you want from me? Oh, that's okay. How it works. All right. Quadrocep. Oh, right. It's quad. Jesus. All right, we get we see clips from the I Quit matchup between Jon Moxley and Darby Allin, and we hear from Jon Moxley in his locker room, and this is a very earnest, very calm Jon Moxley, just coming off the heels of that loss at the end of Wrestle Dream. Moxley cuts a promo after the show. He says Darby won with his strength, nothing else. That's the biggest factor on why he won. He has undying strength. But one day, that is going to be his downfall. There is no one that does what he does. That is what the Death Riders do. He says that he knows exactly who he is and what he has to do now. We get this was a very well done like production wise and mixed in the music. This kind of was more akin to the Wrestle Dream, the post Wrestle Dream 2024 promo that he cut after he beat Bryan, but in a different sense, where we're seeing a different direction, a different motivation, a different path being made for Jon Moxley coming off the heels of that. And now he has a mission to prove that he is still who he says he is coming off of that I Quit matchup. What do you think about
this works for me, considering what comes up. I just feel like, yeah, no, you talk all that shit. You're a broken man. But we'll get there. Is that next? The match he has?
Yeah, they did right after. But I like the promo was basically there to set up what we would see from his character, because like you would hear that promo, and like I said, I think any other year, 2022, 2023, 2024, Jon Moxley still wins this matchup. That's how AEW always used to book. They used to tell you a story of, oh, this person's hurt, oh, this person's that, and then that, and then they still win. So it doesn't really get across the point. That's why I love the fact you got this is, I would say, honestly, in recent memory, it's one of my favorite DQ finishes that I've seen in recent memory.
How many great DQ finishes do we get? You might be right.
To be fair, there ain't many. But yes, we get up next Jon Moxley going up against Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly comes out with the new Conglomeration entrance video, which is like a combination of 90210, Family Matters, and Step by Step. The bell rings and Moxley circles O'Reilly. We get he's a quitter chance from the crowd, and like I said at the top of the show, this was an all-time virtuoso performance by Bryan Danielson on commentary. Right from the start, right from Moxley making his entrance, he's talking about the promo and how he saw a different look in Moxley's eyes. He was like, saying I quit can break you. And I love the fact that commentary addressed the fact that Moxley relatively quit very easily, and they made that part of his character. The ending of Wrestle Dream, a lot of people were nitpicking the fact that all that happened to Moxley is that he was hit with a bat a whole bunch of times. He got a Scorpion Death Drop, a Coffin Drop, and then he got the Scorpion Death Lock and crawled through water and glass and then just says, I quit. But they made sense of that and they brought it all together with what Moxley has been through this year. In April, he was in that trios matchup where the Death Riders lost, where he tapped out he was choked out by Samoa Joe. He quit that one very easily. And we talked about that when that happened. What was that? The Spring Breakthrough show in the spring. Then he quit to Hangman Adam Page in the Texas Death Match and that great sell with the chain around his neck. And then he quit again on Saturday. And they're saying like Moxley is a bully, but he's actually really a coward. And that most bullies are cowards at heart. And they were talking about this with Moxley. He's a quitter chance, early chain wrestling between the two. And you can already see O'Reilly is the one who's more focused in this one. He gets an arm drag while Moxley paces around the ring some more. O'Reilly looks for a knee bar, but Moxley backs himself up to the ropes and shoves Kyle away. We get a lockup with Moxley with knees to the gut. O'Reilly turns the table and hits his own knees, followed by a rope break. Moxley tries to kneecap O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly grabs for wrist control and gets the advantage. All throughout this one, O'Reilly is just out wrestling Moxley in this one. Anytime they go to the mat, it's O'Reilly who's in control. He gets a nice looking flying armbar at one point. Moxley steps through the hold and stomps on his face. John with chops and headbutts. He gets a kick, but O'Reilly responds with a kick of his own. Moxley stops that and attempts to eat his face. He shoves O'Reilly out of the ring. Great way that he threw him out the ring, and O'Reilly went through the second and third rope. We come back from break. Both guys are fighting on the apron. O'Reilly grabs Moxley's arm and snaps it down onto the mat. We get O'Reilly goes to the top rope and hits this vicious sounding King Kong knee drop to the back of his knee and then applies the ankle lock. But he abandons ship and then goes for another knee strike to the back of the head for a 2 count. Moxley responds with a triangle choke, but O'Reilly escapes and gets a cross arm breaker once again. He is just out wrestling and out submission, out moving Moxley throughout this matchup. And Brian is just stressing this. Every time O'Reilly has him down in a submission, he's like, I know Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley would be able to block this. I don't know what's going on with him. You can hear the desperation from even Brian's voice in this one. You get O'Reilly, he gets taken down with a stalling power driver, but he kicks out at 2. You get Moxley, who goes for the bulldog choke, but O'Reilly's able to get his foot on the rope. Moxley goes for a curb stomp, but O'Reilly moves out the way. We get an arm snap, a rolling elbow. He hits a Moxley boot, but he recoils and takes Moxley down into another ankle lock attempt. Moxley is able to make it to the ropes, but O'Reilly is not releasing the hold. So Moxley grabs the referee. Instead of being pulled from the ropes, as he's being pulled from the ropes, Moxley grabs the referee and just punches him out of nowhere. So desperate not to quit for a second straight matchup, he just went to basically kamikaze mode and punches out the referee. This leads to absolute chaos in the post-match here. You get the Death Riders and the Conglomeration are coming down. Referees get into the ring to try to maintain order. It's all going crazy. All went off here. Kyle O'Reilly was absolutely great in this matchup as like this just submission expert that Moxley just couldn't figure out. But my God, Moxley's character work from Allin, I've praised enough. I think that's an all-time performance. He was great at Wrestle Dream, especially his look when Sting showed up and he knew that he was like, oh, fuck. What the fuck is this guy doing here? Like, he just had that look throughout the whole time Sting came out. But here, this was the great follow-up to Wrestle Dream. The Moxley's desperation and just feeling like he's just a guy that everybody has figured out was just really well done by him and Brian on commentary, and a great match on top of that. What did you think?
You love the fucking thing. I did not. I thought it was good though. I liked it. Dragon was great. Moxley was good. I don't need Moxley having another match after he had an I Quit match on fucking Saturday. I don't need another Moxley match after I had 27 over the past 5 weeks But that fucking side, it was fine. Kyle O'Reilly is like if you had Josh Alexander and you sprinkled just a little bit of give a fuck, a little bit of charisma, a little bit of fucking something. How tight was his ankle locks compared to Josh Alexander? Come on now.
His ankle locks were so good. They were so
man.
good. The transition into the ankle lock was so good in this matchup. His kicks were awesome in this matchup.
So much better. I'm sorry. You all have disappointed me, I must say. Yes, what makes it about you. It's hyping up this bum, Josh Alexander. He wasn't his match, but I'm getting to it. This hyping up this bum, Josh Alexander. When you have Kyle O'Reilly right there as a very, 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 very poor man's Kurt Angle, makes me sick. That aside, this is all good. This is fun. The DQ finish, I liked a lot. Number one, I didn't expect it. And number two, it's a difference of character. I always feel like big matches should change both sides. Somebody took the biggest loss of their life. Somebody took the biggest win of their life. Shouldn't they change afterwards? Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. This was really well done as far as a follow-up to the I Quit matchup. And I just love the choice of the finish because I'm like watching this matchup. I'm like, O'Reilly has to win to tell this story effectively. And they were able to give him the win with still protecting Moxley. Does Moxley need the protection? Not at all. But I understand he's the one that we're telling the story with. So I understand the reason for protecting him here.
Yeah. You talked about how in other years they would have done this differently with Jon Moxley. They've done this differently this year with Jon Moxley, where he's won his fucking matches after he lost the big one. Yeah. So, you know what? A change. I'm happy.
I dig it. I dig it for sure. We got Dion who says, "What's up, fellas? Just tuning in. I can see the Death Riders turning on Moxley with Pac taking over the group. I don't know who takes over the group, but that seems to be the most logical way to end this story. Is the Death Riders realize that Moxley's not the same anymore and turn on him?"
Yeah, I guess. I prefer Moxley just leaves. He quits. Essentially, he quits.
What the hell? You literally either get someone released or ask them to quit on every episode of AEW.
He doesn't have to quit the company, but he quits AEW for a bit. It fits his character. This has gotten too hard. I'm a leader without a purpose. I'm gonna leave, and then Death Riders just break up because all they really have in common is Jon Moxley. Quite frankly.
That is true.
Hang out with fucking Willie Unifor. Get the fuck out of here.
That is true. That is true. It would be an interesting way to go, but we shall see how this story pans out here. But I thought this was a great follow-up and great use of the people involved. I'm not too sure about Death Riders and Conglomeration, Blood and Guts though. We got here. We got G Logan says, "How do you keep your composure talking with OG Jimmy, aka I don't smile?"
I smile. Typically get awful things, but I do smile.
Yes, you do. I was like, if someone gets himself hurt, maybe he smiles. Annika says, "Jimmy, we got two Johns on the injured list, and Kenny Omega needs Joe Jackson. LOL. Moxley will leave when they got other hands."
That'd be a good excuse if he wasn't doing the same shit earlier in the year when everybody was here. That aside, I will say this is probably, considering the writer, head booker, owner is a fucking idiot, and the roster is a fucking injured mess. This is probably as good as a show as you're gonna get, all things considered.
We got Ace who's standing up for his guy, saying Josh Alexander is still one of the best wrestlers in the world.
I mean, if you want to be technical, I suppose you figure there's 100 wrestlers in AEW and there's 100 wrestlers in WWE and then TNA. You figure there's a couple thousand wrestlers worldwide, and he's in the top 300. I suppose he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. I suppose, mathematically speaking, yes, he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Sure. Agreed.
Why do you say and do these things? I don't understand.
Because he's not very interesting. That shotgun is very good. Yeah, sure.
Headgear man.
Big man does. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
The worst player in the NBA is technically a great player.
You're one of the 350 best basketball players in the world. You are top 99% on the planet. It's absurd how good you are. Except on my TV, where you're one of the least interesting.
Oh my God. Will you stop?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
So we come back from commercial break following Moxley and O'Reilly, and we go right to our next matchup, which is the Conglomeration going up. Death Riders, represented by Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Yuta, versus the Conglomeration, represented by Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and the Paragons, Roderick Strong. This was a nice little competitive matchup. Early on, you get Yuta and Cassidy starting things off. Excalibur and Danielson was poetic about Yuta betraying all of his mentors and trainers. We get roll-ups and pins are traded between Wheeler and Orange. Orange fakes out with an orange punch while Yuta begs off. Yuta tags in Garcia as Garcia goes after Cassidy. Cassidy goes to put his hands in his pockets, but Garcia prevents that. He wrestles Cassidy to the ground and then poses until Cassidy's able to tag in Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe shoves Garcia. Garcia shoves back. He takes down Garcia and hits a knee strike to the back of the head. Cassidy wants the tag, but Strong tags in instead, while Garcia escapes and tags in Claudio. We get Claudio and Strong picking up from their matchup last week. They start going at it with one another. You get Strong going for a baseball slide, but Claudio catches him. Strong is able to fight it off and then hits the baseball slide on the second attempt. He then gets a backbreaker onto the barricade. Yuta drags Roddy off the apron, allowing Claudio to drop Roddy throat first on the top of the barricade. We come back from break, and they're isolating Roddy here until eventually he's able to make the hot tag to our OC. OC comes in. He goes after Yuta and Garcia. He takes them out to the floor. He feigns flying, but then he stops and puts his hands in his pocket and starts the double drop kick on both men, and then does the kip up. Claudio is back in. A thunderous slap to Orange before Orange is able to counter into a stun dog millionaire. He hits his tope suicida onto Garcia on the floor. He fights off Yuta and then hits an enziguri. Does Mark Briscoe after he comes into the ring after a hot tag. He hits a big moonsault onto all three of the Death Riders. Back in the ring is him and Wheeler that is left off. After a series of reversals, we get the J Driller on Wheeler Yuta and the 1-2-3 for Mark Briscoe to pick up the victory for the Conglomeration and what I thought was a very fun trios matchup that got the crowd very much into it down the stretch. Post-match, though, you get the winners don't have too much time to celebrate as Pac is out. The Bastard attacks Briscoe from behind until Tomohiro Ishii comes out to continue their battles that they started in the 4-on-4 matchup from Wrestle Dream. Jon Moxley is out, and he's at ringside. He provides a distraction for Ishii long enough for Marina Shafir to come in and low blow him. This leads to the Death Riders attacking Ishii until Kyle O'Reilly is back, and he goes after Jon Moxley immediately until the Death Riders attack him. That leaves Claudio in the ring with Orange Cassidy. He's going to launch Orange at the rest of the Death Riders, clear off the announce table, just like he did to Darby at Wrestle Dream. But the aforementioned Darby Allin comes out with Sting's bat. He takes care of Claudio, hitting him in the back of the knee and then punching him. Then our OC hits the orange punch to take out Claudio. Darby and the Conglomeration stand tall as the Death Riders bail. Really good matchup. Like I said, I thought it was a fun trios matchup. Had the action going in the final stretch. The crowd was going crazy for it. The post-match seems to set up what we're going to see. Darby and the Conglomeration versus Death Riders. Blood and guts. Just don't waste any time. I wish they would have just announced it last night. I don't want anybody to get their hopes up that it's going to be something else. What did you think?
Thought the match was fine, I suppose. I can't believe how much I was semi-missing the Young Bucks in one of these fucking party matches because without Nick Jackson, these things are a fucking bore. I'm sorry. It's just people doing things that aren't particularly interesting. The crowd loved it. This crowd of fucking love Feel Me showed up. Hey, Negroes! They fucking impressed with anything. Fucking losers. Impressed with fucking anything. I hate this crowd. The more you mention it, the more I hate them. Oh, just dang! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The IQ of I'd be nice. What was I gonna say? Post match. This is where shit went downhill for me pretty fucking fast. Fucking Moxley. What? Darby. What? Here we go again. It's Seth. It's fucking Punk and Knight and the Vision. Oh, good Lord. All right. I got it. I get it. Boo. Boo to all of this. Big boo. My least favorite part of the night. And we're not even done with this section of the fucking show. Good Lord.
So I enjoyed that way more than you did. Yeah. Yep. See, Joel, that's how I know that you saying you on In the Weeds saying a match was fine. I know it's an insult because I hear it from Jimmy Macram. And it's never a compliment when he says it. It's never a compliment.
I just don't want as much pushback so we can move on. Let's say this match was a boring waste of time. You go, oh, I thought it was good. So I just say it's fine. Is it fine? We'll move on. Great.
Yeah.
Conglomeration.
Why are you seem so disgusted? That's the funny
These are the
part.
two least interesting groups maybe in the history of professional wrestling. What the fuck? The bunch of nobody baby faces and a heel group that's outlived their usefulness at least 2 times over. This group should have been fucking done with. Holy shit. What the fuck? Does the Don Callis family not exist?
I don't know why he
him?
doesn't want to push. I don't know why he doesn't want to push Don Callis family to the top. They should. Well, they were in the main event this week, so we shouldn't.
That's
say
something.
That.
Get
but
3 members better than fucking Jon Moxley.
We need more TV time in general for the Callis family, and we need them to be feuding with like the top baby faces in the company. Like I would love for like that you do that same Darby Allin promo. But you have Callis interrupt to give him a new direction to go in.
Please and thank you.
That's what I would have done. But of course, I'm not a booker. I don't pretend to be one unless it's 1 p.m. on a Thursday. But yes, let's talk about but yeah, I enjoyed this. I don't know how they can sell anyone on Conglomeration versus Death Riders in Blood and Guts.
You don't need to sell anyone on it. You just do it. We're spiral fucking 3 years now. What are we talking about?
Here we are. But yes, we got Christopher who says the match was great. Great,
sir. It was the main event. The greatest thing that ever existed. Are you fucking serious? Good Lord. What is going on? We have no sense of proportion, no sense of scale. Great. Transformers movie.
And then you have Big Man Dogs, who on the other end of the spectrum said he skipped this match.
Good call. You've seen it already. And you've seen better versions of it. Trust me. Oh.
I don't necessarily know about better versions of it. I thought this was a fun version.
6 or 8 man tag over the last few weeks been better than this fucking match. Any match where the Bucks were involved and Nick Jackson was doing cool shit was better than this fucking match. I pick one. Y'all let you pick. It's better.
Why are you so? I want to continue talking about this because I'm quite fascinated by the fact that you're this upset.
It's true. It's a filler. It's a waste of time. End the show early. What the fuck's gonna happen? Why do we need to go to 10:09 or whatever the fuck? End the fucking show. Cut this match and end the show. Jesus. Roderick Strong and whoever the fuck in 2025. What is going on? Oh, Jesus.
I'm really tickled by how much you're bothered by that. Are you okay now? You got it out. You got it out your chest now. You got it?
I'm good. Everybody got a paycheck. Everybody's happy. I'm sure.
Exactly. Everybody's happy. If you're happy, leave a thumbs up in the chat. Send a super chat donation if you haven't already. But let's talk about one final segment before we get to the main event. And yes, it was the Callis family represented by the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. I must always call him the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher, because he told us to say my full name.
Ugh.
We get fuck Don Callis chants. Kyle hugs Don. San Antonio, say my full name, says Kyle. He says, see, at Wrestle Dream, I defended my title for the 6th time in only a matter of months. And I did so by putting down one of my biggest rivals to date, Mark Briscoe. The tally might read 3 wins for Kyle and 2 for Mark, but this isn't going to be back and forth. He proved that he has Mark's number. He could face him 1,000,000 more times and he will defeat him 1,000,000 times over. This proves he will be TNT champion for a very, 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 very long time. Reach for the sky, boy. Pum, pum, pum. Out comes Mark Briscoe to the ring. He has a mic. He says, as Kyle gets older, you will learn that you don't always have to run your damn mouth. He picked up the win tonight and was going to leave until he heard Kyle talking all this mad shit about me. The bell with the hell with 1,000,000 times over. All Mark needs is one more shot. He's been icing his balls all weekend, he tells us. And he says that he is ready to take down Fletcher. Don Callis whispers in Fletcher's ear, and he says that he has something to say to Mark. He is a great wrestler and a great athlete. But, buddy, you are sounding desperate here. You have what, 10 kids at home? When you have that many kids, that isn't a family. That's a financial burden. You need a family like the Don Callis family. We support each other and don't leech everything from you. He isn't going to tell you what you want to hear, but you need to hear it. No. Callis leaves the ring and Fletcher and Briscoe come face to face before Fletcher leaves with Callis, and Briscoe does not get his title shot just yet. I'm okay with them doing another round of Briscoe and Fletcher only if Mark gets the big win, gets the win to win the TNT championship. But on a show that had way too many rivalries that continued after natural blow-offs to their rivals on this show, I didn't need one more here.
No, at all. I certainly don't need it on the show. I don't need it at all. You can put it on Collision if you so like. I won't know the difference. I can't tell you how many promos have led to fucking nothing on the show. Darby, this one, and there's another one. Oh, Joe's promo was kind of necessary because he just turned heel. So I'll let that slide. Yeah, and I didn't think the promo between Mark and Fletcher / Callis was that great to begin with. I mean, shitting on how many kids he has is hilarious because making a mistake 10 times is fucking insane. But it's not the insult you'd think it would be. I didn't like this. I don't like any of this. Boo. Yeah. And Mark Briscoe was just out here. It's such a weird choice to have him make his entrance. I thought for sure somebody knew was coming out. Mark Briscoe was the last motherfucker on my mind.
You got to do someone new in this spot. At least excuse me, at least have Fletcher beat one more person for the TNT title before Briscoe tries to get another shot. Because I can see them like having this Fletcher run end due to Mark Briscoe, but you can't go right back to it after he just beat him. Like, that's not how that works. Like, you have to he has to get a win, a singles win, mind you. He has to get a singles win, while Fletcher should get at least one more title defense before he faces Briscoe again. He can't just go right back to it. No, he did cheat a little. That's why he said he iced his balls. He did low blow.
Yeah, I was figuring that's what it was about. Sure, whatever. This company deserves what it gets.
Damn. Finally, we had the main event. Well, before the main event, we had the big bracket reveal. It was finally time, and we're gonna play some AEWramble bracketology. Are you ready? Let's look at this bracket here. AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament. Left-hand side, we got the first matchup. We found out earlier in the show, Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter picked up the win in the four-way women's tag team matchup. They chose Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue the face in the first round. Who you got, Jimmy?
I'm going with Hayter and Aminata.
Then the bottom left-hand side of the bracket, we got probably the biggest matchup of the first round. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, Babes of Wrath, versus Mercedes Moné and Athena, the champions of all champions, the fallen goddess, and the CEO. Who you got?
This should probably headline episode of Dynamite. Moné and Athena.
Yeah, I would have this headline next week. Since it's starting next week, start off with a bang and show people it's important by putting it in the main event.
Awesome. That man.
Right-hand side, top matchup, we got Alex Windsor and Riho versus the timeless love bombs of timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
I'm going to go with Tony and the woman who had the worst match in that pay-per-view, apparently, Mina. Am I right or am I wrong? You let me know. You let me know. Is it true?
With something else.
Is it true, sir? You watched it. You let me know.
I'll give you my star ratings after that. Final matchup of the first round: Divine Vanity, Megan Bain, and Penelope Ford, or the Top Gods, which is much better, versus Ty J, Ty Mello, and Anna J. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Bain and Ford.
All right, so we'll stick on the right-hand side. We both got Timeless Love Bombs versus Bain and Ford. Who you got going to the finals?
Well, you got to keep Tony around. Some of these people are going to care about this. So Tony and Mina.
Then left-hand side, we both got Aminata and Hayter versus Mercedes and Athena. Who you got?
Same reason. Keep Mercedes around. Moné and Athena.
And then in the finals, we would both have Mercedes and Athena versus the Timeless Love Bombs. Who you got being the first ever women's tag team champions?
Tony and Mina. So you can pretend like you care about this fucking thing.
Absolutely. Like, I really feel like I said this earlier on In the Weeds. I'll say it here. Really feel like they just made Tony drop the title so they can use her star power to boost this up.
Yeah. Whatever's left of it. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Sorry, I'm trying.
She has plenty of star power left. Stop it.
What does that mean?
Please stop.
What does that mean?
Please stop. She has plenty of star power.
If it doesn't translate into anything, what good is it? I don't mean to be rude. I swear I don't.
You are rude. Like, you don't even if you don't mean to, you do it so consistently. I don't understand how you can say I don't mean to.
I'm just trying to keep you guys in check. That's all.
Why you gotta check us for?
Because when niggas are glazing LeBron, you gotta bring up the 2011 finals. You just have to. You don't mean to be.
You don't
but
need
you got to.
You got
to bring it up.
But you don't need to.
Keep these niggas in check. Hey, reel that the fuck in. Yeah. Tony's probably best used here. Even though her partner, Luminous. Best use here, yes.
She had one. It wasn't even a bad match. What's
there you go. Clean it up.
We go backstage to the aforementioned Mina Shirakawa, who's asked about the AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament. She says that she hasn't heard from Storm since Saturday, but she knows that she still has Storm in her life. They are to now be known as the Timeless Love Bombs.
Ugh.
In comes Tekla. She threatens Mina that simply will not do. Mina tells her to fight her on Collision, and Tekla says if Tony is sad now, wait until she sees what she does to Mina this Saturday. Tekla leaves, and Mina poses, and my heart explodes. Let me stop.
It's the fucking truth. It's the reason she's here. And the reason you all like her. Let's keep it a buck, if you don't mind.
What? What's the reason?
She's charmingly attractive. It is what it is. Like there's no other reason. Not one. Sorry. I'm gonna break the news to you.
Not the 2011 finals. Ridiculousness. Like that was so uncalled for. Pedro says Jimmy is right on this one. There you go. So you got support there. Christopher with a huge underdog prediction saying Sisters of Sin wins the whole tournament.
I'd believe you, but he already shat on the tournament earlier because he knew they weren't going to win.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. I saw it coming too. I just scrolled right past it because I was like, this is the issue that I have.
There it is.
This is an example of one of the issues I have with wrestling fans, where wrestling fans says, insert blank sucks because and the answer is because I'm not getting what I want. That's all that is. Because the person I'm rooting for is not going to win. This sucks, and that is horrible. That is horrible. This is not a sport, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to be upset and not like a game if you are a Knicks fan and they lose to the Boston Celtics. That's okay. In professional wrestling, it is never okay to me to say something sucks, something is bad because the person you wanted to win didn't win. Get some money and make your own promotion, and then everybody you want to win will win.
That's absurd. He didn't make any fucking money. He was giving it. So go out and rob somebody, essentially. And then make your own promotion.
He said you're both wrong. You're both wrong. I love talking to wrestling fans who are way more emotionally invested than I am.
Certainly.
All right, finally we got the main event. AEW Unified Championship up for grabs. One half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Bandido, challenging Kazuchika Okada. You get Bandido coming out. He comes out with Brody King, hugs Brody, and Brody heads to the back. We see that Bandido's mom and sister are here. His family is in attendance, which with them pointing that out, I was like, damn it, y'all actually making me think he can actually win. Like that was actually good. That was actually good. Well done. Well done. Bell rings, and this was another match I thought that Danielson was great in. He says right off the bat, he says he would love to be a vegan milkshake with he would love to get a vegan milkshake with anyone but Don Callis. And then he suggests Don should get one with Wheeler Yuta. Early lockup between the two. Bandido takes Okada to the ropes, and we get a clean break. Okada comes back with a big boot and a shoulder block. He kips right back up, though, does Bandido. He tries for a military press, but Okada escapes. Bandido does the finger guns, and Okada just takes a seat, LOL. Bandido with an arm drag and using his athleticism and quickness to keep Okada on the back foot. He looks for a baseball slide, but Okada isn't there. Bandido looks for him around the ring, but Okada is hiding out and then kicks Bandido in the gut. He gets up close to Bandido's family and starts taunting them. I thought he did a great job of healing it up in this matchup, especially this moment here. He has Bandido by his injured arm, but Bandido does an arm drag from the apron to the floor. We get our final commercial break, come back to Okada coming off the top rope, hitting his falling elbow drop. He then says it's time for the middle finger Rainmaker pose. He tries to go for the main Rainmaker, but that's countered as Bandido runs to the corner and hits a beautiful looking tope Cornilo to Okada. Okada is expelled from the ring where Bandido does a tope suicida. Bandido does some posing in the ring as he catches Okada with a drop kick. Bandido to the top. He does the Eddie Guerrero salute and then hits a frog splash, but he's only able to get a 2 count. Okada rolls out onto the apron. Bandido approaches him, but Okada snaps the bad shoulder over the top rope. He then grabs Bandido off the mat by his bad shoulder, and he's basically just taunting him at this point, kicking him in the bad shoulder. He then picks him up for a tombstone and then does a shoulder breaker as well. I thought this was great. Okada just manipulating people. You expect one thing, I'm going to give you the other. Bandido heads to the floor. He heads over to the timekeeper's table, but Okada slides out of the ring and throws a Bandido back into the ring. Okada thinking of the tombstone, but Bandido slides out of it. Okada counters by sliding out, but he runs right into more offense from Bandido. He hits this crazy looking spinning back fist and then follows up with the the X knee with one arm. He then gets the 21 plex, but he's not able to hold on to the bridge for the cover. So Okada is able to finally kick out when Bandido gets the cover. This is awesome chance as the crowd is going crazy at this point. Bandido sits Okada on the top rope. Okada flips over Bandido, tries for a powerbomb, but Bandido gets a Hurricane Rana instead. He shoves Okada into the corner. Okada catches Bandido with a drop kick. He goes for the Rainmaker, but he misses, and Bandido hits a Rainmaker of his own. Bandido charges Okada in the corner, but he eats both big boots by Okada right to the face. Okada goes for the Rainmaker, but Bandido recovers and gets a small package for a near fall. He then hits him with a big lariat. Bandido gets Okada up into the X knee with one arm. He goes for the 21 plex, but Okada basically is expecting this and basically gets away from the rope. So when Bandido goes for the 21 plex, he's automatically in position for the Rainmaker. Okada hits it. 1, 2, 3. Okada retains the AEW Unified Championship in a fucking spectacular matchup. These two guys had amazing chemistry together. I enjoyed the hell out of this matchup. Post-match, you get Okada celebrating. The Don Callis family comes out to celebrate with them. You get pretty much every member coming down and congratulating Okada, except for one. And then his music hits to bring out the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita comes out on stage, and Okada just gives him this shit-eating smirk to the point that Takeshita just gets pissed. Takeshita's like, this nigga saying fuck me? Why is it fuck me for? Why is it fuck me? Let me go to the ring. This was a great ending. So subtle, so simple, but it just worked. What did you think about Okada and Bandido and the post-match with the stare down with Okada and Takeshita?
I thought the match was great. I love the fucking match. I'm shocked Okada gave so much. Now, mostly he was essentially a base for Bandido doing cool shit. Bandido is such a great, dumb, unserious babyface. I love him so very much. Just doing a whole bunch of shit that's not going to help you win this fucking match. And I love every minute of it. It's fantastic. And Okada as unserious heel works for me. This whole thing worked. Great chemistry together. There's a couple of really good near falls. The small package in particular almost got me. I'm like, oh, really? Fucking Bandido? Oh, okay. Thank God. And the finish, I really enjoyed. All of it's worked for me. Now, post-match, this is where it gets a little tricky for me because you have to wonder, when you have an idiot booking, right? Is some of the storytelling accidental, or was this actually planned out? Because Okada's in the right here. Okada just won his fucking match. All of the Callis family comes out. They all come out. They're all matching outside of one of them. And they celebrate his win. Takeshita comes out with his own music, his fucking belt on his shoulder. He stands at the top of the ramp, and he's big time in Okada's fucking moment. But then Okada starts smiling. It's Takeshita loses his fucking mind. It's hilarious.
It's the way together. It's honestly, it's the combination of the Okada smile with the Takeshita's response. Takeshita's reaction does make the smile even better. He's like, "Fuck me, fuck me."
It's fucking fantastic. It's like his grand plan of big time Okada didn't work at all. This works for me. Big time. And it's the biggest Takeshi's ever felt in AEW.
Yeah.
Closing the show, Okada in the ring. This worked.
When have they taken 3 months to hype up a Takeshita singles matchup? You are absolutely right. This is the biggest thing that Takeshita's been involved in AEW. And this is a guy that has had matches with Bryan Danielson, with Kenny Omega on a pay-per-view and stuff like that. But this is objectively the biggest thing he's felt like. And it's the best story that AEW has right now.
Oh, relative is. It's only an interesting story, if I'm being completely honest.
A lot of people seem to enjoy this matchup here. Match of the night from Power Driver Finisher. We got Chuck Berries, who says best match of the night by far. We also got Big Man Dogs. He says that's the thing. I can't always trust that what feels like intentional subtle storytelling in AEW is intentional. Laughing emoji.
I don't know if it was planned or not, but it worked regardless, I suppose.
We got Annika who says Jimmy Takeshita got Rainmaker at Wrestle Dream, probably didn't apologize. He definitely didn't apologize. He literally how it went, Jimmy, was they were double teaming Bandido. They were actually working together for most of the matchup, other than one spot where Okada started doing Macarena middle fingers and then flipped off Takeshita, who got upset. But later in the matchup, towards down the stretch, they are double teaming him. So you have Takeshita hits the world-class forearm, and then Bandido turns around, and then Okada's going for the Rainmaker, and he misses a Bandido and hits Takeshita, and he's like this. He's like like that, and then forms his hand from his hands doing this and revealing the smile. He goes.
That's fucking hilarious. I gotta watch this
match. Yeah, that match is the one. It's the one to watch. It's the one to watch from Wrestle Dream. It's the one to watch.
Fantastic.
Davion saying Okada versus Takeshita, take my money. Yeah, if that's gonna be like Continental Classic or whatever they gonna do it, that is worthy at this point of the main event spot of a pay-per-view.
Certainly. Please and thank you. Another Hangman, not main event. Great.
This guy, his hatred of Hangman is coming out.
I don't hate him. I feel like the main character. Really? All right. Whatever you say. Clearly.
All right. All right. We made it to the end of another edition of AEW Dynamite. Final call for super chat donations. Would always appreciate any kind of support that you guys want to give us. And of course, we want to know from all of you what you thought of last night's AEW Dynamite. What was your match of the night? What was your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night? Whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's show? For me and Jimmy, for the October 22nd, 2025 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Jimmy, out of 10, what did you give the show?
I was leaning 8 when I went to sleep. I'm gonna go with a 7.5. Too much nothingness for me.
Always on cue. I was leaning like I did like go like probably like I was like, this is like an 8.5. It's an 8. It's an 8 out of 10 show for me. Just a good,
you high.
Good show.
You know you high. Look at Frantic World. You know you high. You way too high. Look at Frantic World number.
I'm only half ahead of him.
7.5 Frantic World. This is a 6.5 ass show.
That's ridiculous. But who is your MVP for the show, Jimmy?
I'm gonna go with Okada. Great match, great smile, MVP.
Yeah, I might have to go with Okada as well. Just he's the best character right now in AEW. It feels like that is a title that has changed hands as often as certain actual belts in this company. It felt like at the start of the year, first quarter of the year, it was Tony Storm, and it wasn't even close. Then, like the second quarter of the year, the summer, it was the redemption arc of Hangman Adam Page, made him the best character. And now it's just Okada because he's hilarious. And he's still, he feels like he is putting in more of an effort consistently, even on TV matches. His last TV match was that tag team matchup a couple of weeks ago against Bandido. That was really good. Last night was great. And then he had a fantastic matchup at the pay-per-view. It feels like the old, no, I don't want to say old Okada, because this is not the old Okada. This is a new version of Okada. He just gives a fuck now.
That's a good way to put it. He cares.
Who cares? So Okada definitely MVP. Obviously, match of the night, Okada and Bandido, right?
Relative ease. Not relative ease, with ease.
Moment of the night.
I'm gonna show a little bit of love. She never gets it. I want to either one of them, actually. I think about it. Statlander putting Mercedes to the table.
I was gonna go with that. That's probably my honorable mention. I'm gonna go with Moxley punching the ref. It's very rare we see a well executed DQ finish, and that is what we got in that matchup. So that's my moment of the night. And then LVP.
I'm gonna go co-LVPs. Tony Khan, the fucking performer. What a fucking heinous job he did. And then Tony Khan, the booker. Fuck are we following up all these goddamn shoots for? Briscoe and fucking Fletcher? Death Riders? What are we doing? What is going on? Boo.
I would give it to Tony Khan, the booker, or the performer. But honestly, there was someone who got the short end of the stick the most when it came creatively to me, and it was Darby Allin. How did Moxley get these big ramifications where he's an actual interesting character again, and Darby 3 minutes timeout, cut a promo, say he's feuding with the same people, did the same thing he always does, nothing changed, it's just the same.
Fair enough.
So yeah, he's my LVP for this show. But that is our opinion. Let us know in the live chat or in the comment section what you thought about last night's AEW Dynamite. We got Chuck Berries, who went with a 7.5 out of 10. We got Davion, who went 7 out of 10. We got Power Driver Finisher, who gives TK LVP. We got also Mox gets LVP from him. He goes with Harley for MVP. We got Davion, who went with Okada for MVP. LVP, that's the real LVP. He says, Davion says that the feuds that are unnecessarily long. Yes.
Egregious.
Most definitely, yes. And Christopher will highlight your comment here as he says, LVP, Tony Khan, and the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament.
What do you mean? I thought the Sisters of Sin will win this whole fucking thing. You should be happy.
No confidence in its own prediction. Yes, we've made it to the end of another edition of AEW Dynamite. Want to thank you all for joining us, and of course, thank you, Jimmy, for joining me here. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you again.
Nah, I'm good.
Fair enough. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. That is the best place to support us when we are not live here. And you can also check out me and Jimmy on GOAT Match Series, where we watch the greatest professional wrestling matches of all time. We are currently in the middle of our rewatch of the trilogy from 1989 between the Nature Boy Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. We got coming up, I believe, either this weekend or early next week, the third match of that series from Nashville, from Wrestle War between Flair and Steamboat. So go over to Patreon and check that out. I will be back here tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with Kate from Fightful to preview WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2025. So join us for that. We'll be talking about Ricky States versus Trick Williams and much, much more. So I hope to see you then. And then Saturday, we'll be dropping our last fantasy draft that we had on the flagship podcast. And then Sunday will be the latest episode of the flagship podcast. So join us live 10:05 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. For Jimmy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 221, a mini Mone celebration. We are signing off until next time.